You said growing pains. We'll address the issue with that first, and then we'll just see where it takes us, Eric.
That's fine with me.
Ready?
Yep.
What is up, fuckers? Welcome to another great episode of Harm's Way Podcast. I'm your host, Craig. My awesome brother, Eric, here. Eric, how you doing?
Doing all right. It was a nice weekend.
Went quick, like most.
A lot of excitement. What is this, 14?
It's number 14.
It's number 14.
This weekend is full of a lot of excitement and bullshit.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Our listeners aren't aware, but
Yeah, go ahead. Hit us with
it
that.
brings me to a good point. When we filmed episode 13, we had an issue with the camera, which was very unfortunate because it was a great episode. I had a lot of fun. I know you two had a lot of fun.
For sure.
Coincidentally, the 10 minutes that the camera did film was the 10 minutes of the show that just made me look like a royal asshole. So
I don't really pick up on that too much.
I was a little disappointed because I was like, yeah, when you watch this 10 minutes, it's funny. But the other hour and 10 minutes kind of rounded it out really well. So I was really disappointed. But basically, there's a buffer function on the camera that holds data. It got full. It kept locking the camera up. Wouldn't let us record anymore. So it went out 10 minutes in. So I figured that all out. Got that formatted and
Are we
whatnot.
running now?
Yeah, we're doing good now.
Just kidding.
But got that all figured out, so hopefully we don't have any more issues. And I just need to be more diligent about housekeeping and stuff.
Cleaning that buffer, I guess, or
But-
deleting it.
It brings me to a good point. You and I started going back and forth about cameras. We decided a while back that the next big step was going to be multi-camera setup, because doing it with one camera is kind of shitty.
It's a little barbaric.
I've gotten some feedback from people that I guess even just the
The focusing.
2 meters, well there's that, but the 2 meters away that the camera is, we come out really low on the audio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I'll watch it back, and I'm like, you just turn the volume up and it's just fine. But if you're jumping from one video to the next, it gets really annoying when
yeah.
you're watching our video and it's really low, and then
Do I look
cut
a couple
to something else like Jimmy Dore or whatnot, and it's like him
crystal
fucking
clear?
yelling. Well, no, he's yelling because the difference in the audio.
yeah.
So you turn it up on one video, and then. But anyway, so we've talked about that's going to be our next big upgrade for the studio.
Plus, if I'm
Start
on a
doing
single camera, I might look a couple kilograms lighter.
Plus, having
right?
3 people on with one camera really kind of
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks setting it up. We could make it look better. I want to make it more
I think
dynamic.
that's the more professional way of doing it. And you and I
Yes.
talked about this,
Yes.
going through this period of
Growing pains.
yeah, figuring out what we want, what we like. We've watched enough podcasts to know and see that, doing the double camera flip, the close up. People. I mean, they're pretty much from. If you're following us on YouTube, you're getting a good look at the left side of my face and the right side of your face. That's about it. Whereas
good
the
side.
straight on, I mean,
I think it's
Harmons,
my
we
good
don't have
side.
a good side. But
Any side but the front.
the south side. That's what it is. But an upfront view that we can address, maybe,
Yeah,
I think that would be the safe.
Make it more professional, more enjoyable to watch. I still don't know how people go about editing. I'm assuming they throw both feeds up there, and then based on the audio, they just snip out the parts that... I know when people do live shows and whatnot, they're actively switching cameras and shit, but that's everything feeding into a live feed. But
Yeah.
so I think it's just throwing
I don't know, man. That's
both
like a
video
$4
feeds up
question
there,
for a
and then
$2 guy.
just snipping out depending on who's talking.
It's a lot of editing. You could be up for that.
I don't know. I gotta find out. I gotta figure out as I go along what I need to do. I don't have somebody telling me how to do this, or I'm just pulling shit off the internet.
I think that's the beauty
I'm kind
of
of just
it, though.
guesstimating how it is. They do it.
Do. I think that's the beauty of it, though, is us figuring out our own shit.
And a lot of people that do the live shows and they post it later. That's probably how they get away with it. Is they're switching cameras during the live show, so what's getting recorded is whatever camera's active, and then it's all one video. It's basically pieced together already when they go to post it. But we're not doing live, so yeah, I kind of just gotta bumblefuck my way through this until we get it right.
That's literally how we live our lives, but yeah, that's...
Tell me about it.
I don't think there's ever been, a time in my life where I was like... I don't know, I come off as super confident sometimes, but there's never been like I've gone into something like 100% knowing I'm gonna fucking kill it. Looking back now, it's kind of scary too. Like, you know how I've always admired people that did that. Like, step into the plate knowing you were gonna fucking
Like, never
crush
been on a
this.
motorcycle before, but they hop on and they're just ripping through gears like they've been doing it forever.
Yeah, like those
capability.
people. Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've ever been one of those people.
I've done it
you
by
give me
accident,
some time, I can
think.
figure shit out.
Yeah, that's the.
But
yeah.
I'm not somebody who can just pick up something and just fucking.
I just mean somebody who like plans to do something and then it like works out like better than they plan.
I always because I tend to get in my own head.
I downgrade it though.
Tend to psych myself out a lot. Not a very confident person. Never have been.
That's what I'm saying. I think looking back now, I think we come off as confident people, but it's the same thing. You know, when I figured that out when I was younger. You know, everybody looked at me like I was, you know, more on the confident side, and like I knew what I was doing, but deep down inside I was like a screaming little school child. Like I didn't know, you know, what I was doing on a day-to-day basis.
I think our lives are a lot like the end of that generic action movie where the building's blowing up and the guy's just hauling ass, and like he comes out, he basically barely gets out of the rubble and he's just covered in dust and shit, and he's like, the fuck did I get out of that?
You think our explosions are over?
No, and that was another thing I wanted to talk to you about. Is like I've really been. First off, like I said, I'm angry. I know I'm angry. I want to try to be better and not be so angry all the time. I'm very cynical. And I know I'm getting
pessimistic.
I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to get sick of me.
It's so funny you bring that up. I'm not going towards the I'm sick of you too. Like I know that just played out, but
well, I know
I'm
it can't be easy for other people either.
It's funny because where you're at, I remember specifically going through all that shit too, and around the same age too. Mine might have been a little earlier, but it's very hard because, like I told you before, it doesn't. One day it just kind of hits you. You're like.
Yeah,
but it's a culmination thing too. Like, there's a lot of question marks. You wake up, excuse me, Dos Equis. You wake up and you're like, yeah, you are. You're almost sick of yourself. You're sick of your attitude, your outlook, how you go about things. You're sick of the fact that you really don't have too many people you can turn to and talk to walk you through situations like that. And there's not, I've been there, man. I know exactly what you're going through.
Well, a lot of, like, I've been asking myself a lot lately, like, were you always like this? And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, nah, I wasn't always like this. Did I change? Like, and,
it's good you can ask yourself that, though, and not automatically go to, everyone else changed. I'm not the problem. Everyone else is.
Yeah, so I've been wrestling with that a lot lately. It's been making me really nervous for the future, and I just like don't really know how things are gonna go.
It's a big question mark. A lot of it is.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a serious episode.
I'm nervous. I don't know if I'm afraid, but yeah, it's just a lot of things have been batting around lately. It could be as serious as you want it to be.
Well, no, because it's a serious topic. But right now, you're in your what I called, or I refer to as my, like, noticing my demons stage.
Early life crisis.
You can call it what you will, but you're basically right now you're prioritizing how your outlook on everything is called into question. How you wake up and how you perceive your day based on that first thing you do, which for most of us is get up out of bed. If you start negative or you allow yourself to start negative, it's so much easier to stay negative. And I know I sound like some hippie fucking guru, but that's what I've noticed. If I wake up and I go, fuck, shit, dick ass, like I don't want to do anything and I'm just automatically mad at the world. I spent my entire teens pissed off at the world for nothing. And I'm not saying that I wake up every day now, you know, let's get ready to suck today's dick. You know, I'm not that. I'm not the positive morning guy, but I do roll out of bed a lot different than I used to. And I'm not saying that I've come out of this yet. I might still be in what you're in, But the beauty is the highs and lows let you know that not every day is gonna feel like that. Not every day is gonna be as shitty as the last.
I think a lot of it is there's like some kind of like subconscious indecisiveness going on, where it's like, okay, you got two choices. You can either make the best of today and not let shit bother you, or you can just shut down and not give a fuck.
And a lot of people do the
Well,
latter.
I feel like I get jammed up in the back and forth between. I feel like I don't really choose. I just kind of put myself in limbo, and then everything just falls apart.
You're stuck in goo.
Yeah. Yeah, just gotta take it one day at a time. Wake up, take a shit, roll out of bed. The Joe Biden way.
Take a shit. Yeah, thanks for bringing him up.
We came, we saw, I shit my pants.
It helps to realize too, and I don't want to say it helps because that sounds horrible, but
Do it, Craig.
you got to realize at
Help me.
this point, like a lot of people give up. A lot of people choose that.
Yeah.
And I'm not obviously calling out anybody specifically, but a lot of mental health problems. Jesus Christ, mental health problems and issues with that get confused with that slump that you're in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And people might see that and be like, oh, depression. Give him some pills.
Yeah, I've wondered that
give him,
too.
You know,
I was
give
like, where do you
Xanax.
cross that line where it's actual, like... I mean, there's mental health. That's kind of like its own spectrum, I guess. But then there's a line where, like, you're suffering from a mental illness. And I've, like, wondered, like, where's that line? Because, like, you could say that somebody who's stressed out from their job or whatever, okay, their mental health's taking a hit. It's hard to quantify how much. But are they mentally ill? No, I wouldn't say so. Then again, I'm not a doctor, but
Personally, I think it's to the point when you can't come back. You being an adult nowadays is it's back and forth. You're depressed 1 second, but you can do something to alter that.
you can do it.
I think once you get to the point, and that's what sets us apart from a lot of people, is because you and I can see humor. Humor is always our default. If I'm depressed and shit, but I see kids fall, I'm fucking fine because that's hilarious to me. Kids and old people falling is just fucking hilarious. But that's obviously not grandma. You know what I mean? Like old people, like 50s, 60s, not like 80-year-olds. That's fucked up. My bad. I'm a monster. But like kids falling is fucking hilarious to me. And you can see that, and I can come back. I can come back to not perfect, but where I'm at, where I feel good, I'm fine. I feel like once you get to the point where you see something like that and you're boom, flatline, nothing spikes, nothing alters your mood or makes you feel better, I think that's when it's dangerous. Like if you can't pull yourself back, that's when I think certain things need to happen. You need to see somebody, talk to somebody.
Yeah, like you're going the way of the sociopath or something.
Yeah,
like that.
almost like when you stop feeling, because that's what it is. Humor always makes us feel. Humor brings me back, but I might see the humor in a situation where normal people don't see the humor. I might think crazy off the wall thoughts, and that's what but I'm back to baseline. People aren't gonna see that. People aren't gonna do that. They're gonna have to hear like Kevin Hart jokes or some shit like that to bring them back.
Did you find what happened earlier funny? Did you find that funny?
Yeah, I mean, I chuckled because like that's part of being a Harmon. If you have nice things as a
Can
Harmon,
we talk about this?
somebody will fuck shit up. I don't want to touch on it too bad because it's new. It's a.
All right, we'll bring it up in a few episodes.
Yeah, it's basically what one of my vehicles got damaged, and it's completely covered by insurance and everything's fine. No one was hurt.
It's gonna be fine.
But it
happened in the one place you want it to happen.
Oh yeah, 100%. To the one car I wanted to happen.
Yeah, that too.
But it was one of those things. Like I joke about it all the time. Like I've had. I think this is the third or fourth vehicle that I've had get bumped or hit.
I forgot
by somebody else's vehicle.
I hit Dad's truck that one time.
Yeah, and
I forgot about that.
I've hit one person's in my entire life. I've hit one person's vehicle in a parking lot. It was when we lived at Perry Hills Colony. and it was one of those things. It was my truck. My running board caught her bumper.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
And I looked out at this old dude who was like just sitting there on the porch or on like the front walkway or whatever. And I look up at him. I go, "Did I just hit that car?" And he goes, "Yeah, you did." He's like, "Sorry, man, but I think you did." And then I got out and I was like, "All right." Now I came home on my lunch break when I worked at the place that shall not be named. But that's tight.
But that's where
I joked around and I was.
I don't work
I joked around and I was like, "No, this was a long time ago."
there. No, I know.
But I was like, that's such a Harmon thing to happen. Because once you get something on track and something, great you finally think shit is falling in your favor. And then
Everything falls apart.
yeah. No, I don't want to say that. This is a small speed bump, but
Yeah, I shouldn't say everything falls apart. I should say
it could have been way worse. She hyped us up like something way worse.
bullshit that you don't need to happen happens.
Yeah, that's all it is. Because
Yeah,
now
that's really all it is.
So now I have to have X amount of money for closing.
Like the night
right?
I came downstairs and Mom had lit the washer on fire.
I feel like we're not allowed to talk about her for a while.
Shut up.
Love you, Mom.
Stop overloading the washer. There was smoke rolling out
Stop
of my
washing
fucking bed.
Eric's crusty sheets.
I do
That's
my-
really
I do-
what it was.
I do my own laundry.
I know. Yeah.
I've always done my own laundry. I don't.
No, but what
That's
happens
the most
is
awkward thing in the world to me is somebody else doing my laundry.
I need X amount of money in my account to pay for closing, right?
Yeah.
And now I have that $500, which is my deductible to get the fucking car fixed.
Yeah.
Puts me under that X line amount of money.
Of course, it fucking does.
So now I have to find out tomorrow.
There's never any buffer if you're a
No.
There's no such thing as a buffer.
Again, we'll get to this. And one of the
You
things
stub your toe, you're destined.
One of these things I wanted to talk about was rich people, and this is the classic example of if you're fucking rich, this wouldn't matter. If I was rich and that happened, I'd be like, all right, let's close. We're good. I got plenty of money in my account, but I don't. We're not exactly on the street struggling, but we're not.
It's just
living in
enough to
Glenmore.
fuck your
Yeah.
plans up.
Yeah,
Just
so,
enough. Yeah.
So now, I gotta go to my job tomorrow. I have to give 100% of my unyielding attention to my job, which isn't gonna fucking happen. And then I have to do 9 other things before Tuesday. And now I have to call my finance guy and say, hey, I have to pay a $500 deductible to get this car fixed so I can trade it the fuck in when my credit gets high enough. Is everything going good? Can this still happen? And then I got the finance lady calling me back saying she needs X document from 12 years ago for some shit, and I keep telling her that's not current, it's not something, and she just keeps pushing back on me. So Eric, to be completely honest with you, tomorrow might be the day I wake up stuck in goo. I might have one of those fucking days in about 12 hours.
So you want to do an episode tomorrow?
Let's shoot for.
Let's do Tuesday like we normally do.
But if I have to go and do closing stuff, and Tuesday might be hard.
Well, we could do it Wednesday.
Wednesday or Thursday would be good because I'd be able to talk about if my life is finally
Let's do Wednesday.
fucking, chilled. Because the difference is interest rate. So I'm sitting at like 4.
I told the Harm's Way Army it would be
quarter?
Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So I want
Yeah,
you
I
to stick
know.
to that.
And we're still in some growing pains. Honestly, catch me as soon as this shit is done with. This is like the last big thing I gotta deal with until she's done with school and I gotta have my surgery. That's it, So this is a nice, we can get over this hump, and then you and I 100% focus on this when we're not focused on our, I almost said shitty jobs. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because I just said shitty jobs anyway.
I think my job is a shitty job.
But but I can't. I wouldn't call my job shitty.
No, your job's not shitty.
Aspects of my
You
job
got the
are
gold
pretty
handcuffs,
shitty.
man.
Yeah, but the problem is
Told you that.
my
Golden
golden
handcuffs.
handcuffs are gonna take 10 plus years to pay off, and I don't. You know me, I'm not a patient person. Not when I have so much ambition. I don't know. Again,
You gotta be more patient.
I can't though. I know my worth and I know what I can do, and I feel like once I get to a certain point in a job that they're not letting me, I hate to quote him, Marky Mark and the other guys, I'm a fucking peacock and you gotta let me fly. I feel like I get to a point where they don't let me fly at a certain position, and that's when I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm hitting the ceiling. I need to reference this better because I don't feel that now, but I feel I could feel that in a couple years. Problem is my job isn't sales enough. It's sales a little, and you know me, I'm a fucking closer.
I'm a closer.
I gotta fucking sell. I'll sell myself in any interview I've ever been in, but I need that drive. I almost said their name. The other place I worked at, where it was 100% commission, I would have stayed at if that job wasn't so fucking horrible.
You've worked a lot of shitty places.
I know.
But where you're at now, I mean it when I say you got the golden handcuffs. This is what you make a career out of. You get really good at it. It gets easier, and it's a great place to be.
Yeah.
For many reasons.
I agree with you.
I'm going to get killed by a forklift in a couple of years. I know it. I know it's coming. So.
You're a fucking engineer, dude. Shut up.
Why the fuck do I keep having a, You should calm down. I'm going to calm down.
Yeah. It's good.
I was going to say, why do I have to keep playing grab ass with forklifts? I shouldn't have to do that.
You shouldn't have.
I shouldn't be. I am getting tired. My background and experience up to this point has been a lot of hands-on. I'm honestly getting tired.
It's been too much hands-on, if you ask me.
I'm getting tired. Well, when you're young and you're dumb, the hands-on shit is what you want to do. It's fun, it's exciting, it's new. You're actually seeing your work producing something in front of you. I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah.
I am. I want to be more of the science-oriented, analytical, I don't care if I spend all my time at my desk kind of deal. I've done very well working with technicians and whatnot over the years. It's like I can handle that part of the job.
You gotta be free.
But I'm getting tired of the whole feeling like
you're not doing just your job either.
I'm not doing my job. They don't know what my job is. They don't know what engineers are used for. And again, it's kind of like your analogy, like, gotta let me fly. No, those wings got clipped a long time ago, dude.
That's what I mean. Like, if you're gonna clip someone's wings,
we're starting to get into the same problems we had before, where our bandwidth is so limited that if I need something done, I gotta do it myself, and it's really frustrating. And that's not me shitting on the guys at work. They go to bat for me every fucking day. It's management. It's poor management. It's poor leadership. It's what it always comes back to.
So that's one of the things that kills me is I'm trying to look back at a position, and this can't be true. It cannot be true that 100% of all jobs and companies out there have piss poor, mildly retarded management. It can't be, right? But I'm looking back at all the jobs that I've worked, and it's not even that I'm a shitty person. I have a shitty attitude.
I think
they hire or they promote stupid people. It's almost like it's a joke sometimes.
You get bad actors. They flash a bunch of money in front of them, and then they, A big part of it, though, is just not recognizing what are the big problems and what are the problems that you should be tackling as a manager, as a director, whatever. I feel like you either got people that just outright fuck off and abdicate responsibility, and then you got people that try to either micromanage or get in the trenches when they're not supposed to be in the trenches. They're supposed to take a step back and say, what are the big problems facing my department? Okay, I need to put together a plan for how to eliminate those as a problem. I don't think a lot of people think in those terms.
I feel like we need to get somebody on here that has like a manager type position where they're in charge of, I'll say 5 or more people. We haven't done that. Rachel doesn't. Justin's not like that. I can't really think of anybody.
No.
That'd be an interesting take. I just want to. Not that I'm gonna either red light them to their face and be like, "Listen here, motherfucker," or water drip them, or Chinese water drip.
Well, no. I mean, I want answers.
I would just plainly ask them,
answers to why
how do you take care of the people underneath you? What do you do? And not even that I could check
honestly,
it, because I would have to talk to the people.
I've worked quite a few places now, and the best that I've seen out of management was when I was delivering pizzas. I worked for a guy who ran that store. He ran it really well. and he was a nice guy, easy to work with, but he was hardcore. He knew how to run the store. He knew what his role was.
So he was task oriented.
But it's funny how that's the
cared.
best example of management I've seen out of all the places, all the professional places that I've worked. The best example of management I can think of is when I worked for
Major pizza.
a major pizza
distributor.
chain. Yeah, that was a fun job.
Actually,
I've threatened before that I've threatened to quit and say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go back to delivering pizzas." I mean, if
now you did that in Daytona Beach too, right?
it was in Ormond Beach,
Ormond Beach.
it's right next to Daytona.
It's the poor people's Daytona.
Dotania. Actually, they had some nice areas. There were some
No,
pretty bad areas.
Ormond Beach was very nice.
Ormond
I
Beach
liked
is a
going
nice
there.
area. Directly south of it was Holly Hill. We had a store there. That was not a good place to be.
No, because I'm pretty sure I've heard of them in the news or something.
Yeah.
What's cool is I didn't know it. Is it Vince Carter High School? Is that what it was?
And is it in Daytona?
I think that's the main high school right there next to Daytona Daytona State.
Yeah,
How many
maybe.
fucking colleges are down there? But I think it's Vince Carter.
Bethune-Cookman's down there too.
Yeah. But I think
They just played a football game against somebody. It was like Eastern Tennessee or something. It was like a. I don't know.
did you see
I
Alabama
don't want to
lost?
disparage them, but it was a more well-known team. But anyway, I saw it come up, and I saw them versus Bethune. I was like, I know them.
Yeah.
They're from. Yeah.
Well, that's what, because the first time I was down there and in a car with you, you were pointing out everything, and you were like, "All right, this is part of." Am I allowed to say your college? We need to-
I don't
I'll
really
say
care.
I'll say ER. You're like, this is part of ER, and then this is part of Daytona State, and then this is Daytona Tech, and everything was kind of like in the same area, but it was spread out far enough that you're not gonna like walk out of one building, go into another building, and be in a
And you're
completely
in the
different
wrong
fucking
school.
college.
No, I don't like that.
But then there was out front, on, I forget the main road, not 1A,
ISB.
ISB and A1A goes along the road.
A1A is along the ocean.
That's what I mean. So
Way out there,
ISB,
oceanfront.
I feel like it's at the corner of ISB and something, but there was a giant high school.
Clyde Morris Boulevard was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
road that ran in front of the school.
Yeah, okay, so that one. And it was,
I
I
tried
think
to
it was
look-
just past the
I tried to look
raceway.
up like 4 different times throughout the years. Tried to look up who the hell Clyde Morris was. I can't find anything on the guy.
If somebody knows who Clyde Morris was,
I have no idea who it was.
in relation to the
Google couldn't tell me.
major road in Daytona Beach and the surrounding area, please let us know. But, so yeah, if you went down there today, do you think you could still find your way around?
Yeah, the campus isn't that big.
I mean,
I might not
everything around.
recognize most of it. Oh,
Well, obviously, post-storm, post-hurricane, it's going to be a while until she gets fixed.
there were only 4 roads you really needed to know: ISB, A1A, Ridgewood, and Nova.
That's true. That's
Nova
fair.
was on the inside of the intercoastal, or the west side of the intercoastal. I think. Yeah, Ridgewood I think was on the east side of the intercoastal, and that was it. Everything we needed was on those roads.
Yeah.
Bars, shops, whatever you need, it was on
The
those
bars.
roads.
See, one of my favorite seafood places I've ever eaten at is down there, Krabby Joe's, and they just lost like half of their deck to Hurricane
Jesus Christ.
Igor or whatever the fuck it was.
It's pronounced Igor.
I don't give a shit. First place I've ever had mahi mahi. All right, and nobody told me that mahi mahi is supposed to cut like a fucking medium rare steak, a perfectly cooked,
Wow.
maybe rare steak. Flavored to the max. Holy, I want to kiss the cook, literally. And
Kiss the coot.
yeah, and kiss him right on his bishop. And it's dick reference. The amount of food we got was, I mean, it was like a lunchroom, an old lunch tray in high school, but like this high with food. Just, and not like, non-edible bullshit like some like Joe's Crab Shack or somebody fucking gets you where you can't eat the garnish. This shit was full of actual food. Like almost everything on the plate you could eat other than the bones and the crab shells. But they literally, the only place I've ever been that their main goal is to not just feed you high quality seafood, but they want to fuck your life up. Their main goal is to fuck you up with seafood to the point where you can barely. I almost puked on the pier walking to the car because I was so full. Yeah, I know. You know me.
Yeah, I know you.
Oh, that thing I sent you earlier.
You're like a fucking beagle. Just fucking eat until you die.
You put kibble in front of me, and I will eat until I croak. Know that there's a it's a challenge, and you get a free T-shirt. I thought you got the meal free, but apparently they just charge you, which makes sense because it's only $18. But it's at this restaurant called Top of the Viaduct. That's where we went and had breakfast.
Oh, you talking about this morning when you sent me the picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the challenge is...
I was wondering where the hell that was.
It's like a maxed out omelet. It's 12 eggs. It's an entire carton of eggs. A dozen. And then like all the fixings of an omelet.
Yeah.
I think you got to do 2 pancakes.
Hash
and then...
browns.
Yeah. And then...
Or home fries, whatever the fuck they call them.
It was... I think it's doable. Rachel's like, that's 12 eggs. I was like, I know what
There's been numerous times where I've made eggs in the morning and I'm like, I bet I could scramble up 12 of these and eat them.
100%. If anything's gonna go down smoothly,
shit. Usually,
I'm pausing for a sex joke that I'm telling in my head. It's gonna be eggs, but
usually when I make scrambled eggs, I make like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah,
and it's like,
well, they
you
make
could
fun
eat
of me
those all
because
day.
I make 4 over easy eggs on 4 pieces of toast. Like that's my breakfast.
Yeah.
But I think that's normal because I used to do that for football. So this, yeah.
Yeah, like an egg is not a lot of food.
No, it's
I don't
not.
think it's a lot of food.
I mean, talk to me next year this time. It'll probably be different. But the so we went and had country fried steak. Well, if we find a new breakfast place, we have country fried steak. It was very good, very good. And then I always, to beat the bastard, I get a chocolate chip waffle. I'm a huge waffle proponent. I am not a basic pancake bitch. I love waffles.
Why do you keep looking at the camera?
Because I want them to know how much I love fucking waffles.
All right, fair enough. I like chocolate chips and pancakes. I think that's great.
But I think a chocolate chip waffle is way better. And this
Waffle,
might be...
pancake, I don't really... I don't find much difference there.
I think a pancake is like a poor man's breakfast. Not to be a breakfast snob, but a waffle is way fucking better. Anyway, Eric, so...
Oh, you remember my question about the trash can foods? That you can scale up and just make a big vat of something?
Chicken and waffles.
That's not a trash can food.
See, everything
I was
saying.
going to say the hash browns with everything on it that you get from Waffle House.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
But also German fries from
Down yonder.
Lighthouse. Yeah, I think they got great food. You're going to wait 4 hours for it, but I think they got great food. That's what we need to do is just review some places around here. But until people get pissed. I'm a huge, huge lover of waffles. So I
Your
ordered...
cheeseburgers taste like shit.
Mr. So, I get one waffle, and it's got, and I always tell them, every place I tell them the same thing. I say, fuck me up with chocolate chips. They must have not heard me or understood me, which is fine, because there was very few chocolate chips in it. But Eric, I'm going to tell you right now, that was probably one of the best waffles I've ever had.
Really?
It was like eating a sugary fucking cloud.
Do you feel like it changed your life?
It did. My pants got tighter.
Yeah,
but
stiff breeze gets you hard. Come on.
That's fair. That's fair. But also, a good waffle will get me hard. So,
Christ,
yeah.
Fucking.
I need
How
this
far are
surgery.
we falling? Mm-hmm. Well, you got to be up top to fall, right?
And I don't.
We just started from the bottom.
Unless you just the wind catches you and you mediocrity sideways. And I need another waffle like Kennedy needs another fucking hole in his head. All right. But I fucking ate it and I loved it and it was so good. I'm like the most humble, morbidly obese person ever. But also, like I can do this. I can give up the food, right? I'm not like obsessed. It's not my heroin. But man, that waffle was really fucking good, man. It was very good. It was a $7 waffle too. Which I don't know.
Good
Inflation. I don't know the going rate for a waffle. I sound like I should know, right? Being this big, but I don't know.
$7 for a fucking
Yeah, I don't know what the median cost is for a fucking waffle, but I will tell you, I'll pay $7 for that waffle every time. Every fucking time. Well, up until my surgery, and then I can't eat that shit no more. Then we had, last night, anniversary dinner, right?
Yeah.
So, we did try this other place called, I'm going to say it, because I don't fucking care.
If you have nice things to say about it.
I'm gonna say it wrong, but it's called Social at Stonehouse. Social at the Stonehouse. Stonehouses of Social. Something like that.
Okay.
I think it's Social at the Stonehouse. And it's like
Stoned
this.
at the social house?
No, that sounds right. No. I don't know. I said that and I think Rachel got mad at me. But I think it's Social at the Stonehouse. So it's a bougie place, right? It's bougie. It's fancy.
Where's this at?
Do you know where Little Caesars is in Maslin by Mr. Hero and Tan's, where Tan's used to be? It's KFC, Papa John's.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything right there by Wales.
Yeah.
Okay. Lincoln Way, Wales.
Yeah.
It's just down from Wales. It's literally they share a parking lot with that new Little Caesars.
Really? It's a bougie place?
Yeah, right. And that, what it is, it's a converted old like English Tudor house or whatever. It almost looks like a mini castle.
Oh.
Yeah. So you go in, big fucking massive 8-inch thick door made of mahogany, angel tears. I don't fucking know. You go in,
vampires running around,
and they got you. And I had to make the reservation a week in advance too. And you go in, and it's just everything's like. I don't know how to describe it, like the decor and it just
19th century Gothic.
Kind of very Gothic because it was very dark. You had your own light at your table, and then they had like dim chandeliers. Excuse me. So what it was is there's 3 stories, 4 if you count the basement. I guess there's a basement.
Oh, there's got to be a basement.
But there's one like a basement like seating because like you walk in.
Oh really?
And then
it's not just a place to hide the bodies.
I don't know anymore. That is Maslin. But you give them your name. I said a reservation for 2, Harmon, and they immediately the first thing they say, "Happy anniversary." And I'm like, "Fuck," because when you do your reservation, you click the drop down for the event.
What the fuck?
I don't know. We'll soundproof it or get an office. I don't know. So. And then you look, they take you around, and everything on the bottom floors, everything's broken up in like sectioned rooms. Like if you have 6 people, you're in this room. If you have 4 people, you're in this room. If you're just 2, you're scattered through this room with other tables. Really cool, right? They have like the sconces and the banisters. And we go up to the next level, and the same thing. Room for bigger groups of people. And then the far room, which was the biggest room, had about 6 tables. And there was actually a 6-some in the corner by the fireplace. And you're overlooking. They have these giant bay windows where you get a great view of Lincoln Way and Maslin's beauty, quote unquote. And it's just cool. They're great. You know, you sit down and we ordered cocktails. I got what was it called? Candy apple bourbon mule. Yeah, candy apple bourbon mule. It's really good, really sweet. Got Rachel fucking tipsy. But I was just more or less just sipping on it, enjoying it. That was great. Then we got some crab cake, appetizers, and then for the main course, she had a Parmesan crusted chicken breast with zucchini noodles, and then I got a honey sweet bourbon glazed pork chop with roasted red peppers and crushed red skins.
I'm surprised you remember all that.
I remember food, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
So they come out and it took a little bit. You get the table for an hour.
Yeah.
And they're only open like 5 hours of the day. It's really weird. Really exclusive place, kind of. Food was fucking amazing. My pork chop was every bit of like 1.5 inch, 1.75 inch thick cut. It was basically a T-bone. Cooked perfectly, flavored beautifully. her chicken was absolutely amazing. The crab cakes, oh, like actual crab cakes in landlocked fucking Ohio. It's kind of crazy. Very good. Then they come up and they're like, oh, it's your anniversary. You get a free piece of cake. They got this thing called Death by Chocolate Cake.
Of course they do.
Bro, this chocolate cake was like the size of your face. Mm-hmm. And we actually brought that home and ate it.
Did they have like a wine list that all the names were like references to blood or something?
No, it wasn't.
Blood red wine.
It wasn't like catchy like that or like niche like that. I don't know how to describe it. It was just like an old school.
The hemoglobin special.
Yeah, it was nothing like that. They had. When I see a menu that has glass or bottle prices on it, I think that's fucking fancy. And they did. They had like
you just feel your pinky just going up.
Oh yeah, they had like the rosé and the. They had rosé. I'm used to Alizé, so like it's really you feel out of place at some point. But they had the Merlots, they had the darks, and they had white wines going to that. Zinfandeli. I don't fucking know my wines. My wife does. I thought Merlot was pronounced Merlot until I was like 26 years old. So I'm not a good
Pinot Noir.
Yeah, Pinot Noir, and my extent of my wine drinking came from a box, not a bottle.
Yeah.
So that's
some Franzia.
Or some Carlo Russi like Grandpa used to
Jesus fuck.
Talking about pinkies out, that dude was not. He'd go hard on that $6 bottle. Or I drink like Boone's Farm when I was in like high school and shit. I mean college. When I was in college. But yeah.
Woodbridge.
What's the kangaroo one?
I don't know. I was just thinking about the one with
I think
it's
literally called...
What's the one with the foot on it?
Foot job. No. Foot fetish. No. Foot joy. No, that's shoes.
That's shoes.
Foot bay. Bayfoot. Somebody help us, please.
Barefoot or some shit.
Barefoot, that's what it is.
Know. But there's one with the foot on it. There's Woodbridge. I've bought Woodbridge before.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not... And, like, she's not heavy into it, but she knows more about wine than I do. So, like, if we're out or we're having, like, a weekend or a night to ourselves or something, we'll get a bottle, and I always just leave it to her. I'm like, I'll fucking pay for it. You pick it out. And she's like, whoa. She's like, I know you like sweet, so we'll go with maybe it is a rosé, and that's sweet. Like
I
the
don't
pink
know.
one, maybe, or red. Yeah.
I just know.
But
I always red.
I always
really
thought
always liked it.
Merlot.
That's about it. That's all I know.
Tasted like cranberry juice, because like they look the same, right? Mm-hmm. I tried a thing of Merlot. Nobody told me it tastes like a fucking foot. I was so disappointed. But yeah, I leave it up to her. She always picks us a good one, and then we end up smashing it and passing it out. And again, this is like doing the show while drinking. These past like 3 episodes, whatever, the most consecutive I've drunk. Most consecutive times I've drank since college. So, and my life's still kind of together. So.
I don't want to do it every night.
No, but it feels good.
Had I had the.
You can get more of those. Is there any left?
There's only one left. I was gonna leave it for you. I just feel like I needed a beer.
It's from like 2 years ago.
It's not from that long ago.
We didn't go to Wisconsin this year, so it was from last year.
About a year ago.
Year and a half.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
We got way off topic.
Yeah. I'm really hungry now. Probably Taco Bell again for me tonight.
Oh god, Taco Bell. And that's what I expected by eating at this place. I thought it was gonna be shitty small portions, and like we were hitting up the drive-thru on the way home, But it was not. We both were quite full.
Are we doing sushi? Are we gonna get to go do that?
Yeah, when?
I don't know. Sometime in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, the next couple weeks for sure.
Okay.
I thought you were giving me like a 4-day window or something. I was gonna be like, yeah, because I do want to go back to that
shit's
place.
good.
What the pick it? They're open weird hours too. They're like so.
I think they're open like noon.
They're like
2 in the afternoon, something like that. But
they're like to, to like signature sushi, like what this place that we ate at is to like regular dining. They're more refined, fancy.
They're good. I mean, I've
They're
had
very good.
sushi at quite a few places now, and like,
Their
it's good.
signature rolls that we got were the best I've ever
I
had.
had sushi when I was in Japan, and it was pretty good, but it was really fucking weird.
Really?
Yeah, they brought us out a lot of weird shit.
You were eating.
They don't really do it like they do it here, where they're like, here it's just not as weird. It's a little more tame, but the quality of
They're
it.
eating like crazy, like off the wall shit.
Yeah, exactly. But the quality is
Different.
unmatched.
In there?
No,
Or-
here in the States, like I said, it's a little more tame, but the
Okay.
quality of it is just on point, and they do a very good job of, putting everything together and whatnot.
What you're eating in Japan is like, it's probably been out of the water 2 hours.
Probably,
That's fucking
but
crazy.
like it's a lot of weird shit. Like they.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Like I've never been a fan of like the fish eggs and stuff like that. And
Like the eel.
they brought us one thing that looked like somebody just hawked a fucking loogie on it, and I was like, I'm not touching that. You go ahead. And it was just weird. Like it's. I don't remember much about it, but I remember it's not like how they do it here, where they'll bring you like a California roll and or like a dragon roll that's got like a shrimp tail coming off the back. So it's not like that.
Yeah.
But which is good because I like the way they do it here. And I had sushi when I was in Florida. I had it when I was in California. Had it. There's an all-you-can-eat buffet that does things like how the place here that we go to does it, but it's all you can eat.
I'll get sick. I'll tell you right
Bro,
now. I'll
I
probably
almost
die.
got sick. We went there after one of our hikes. Oh my
I'd have
god.
fucking mercury poisoning in an hour. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
No, and that's so weird. Like, I didn't start eating sushi until I was like 27. I told you about the first time I had it, right?
Oh.
First time I had it, believe it or not, was when I was in the oil field. And my homeboys from Pennsylvania actually talked me into it. They were like, hey, let's go to this place. Somebody said it's got good sushi. I'm like, sushi?
Was it in Washington, PA?
No, it was actually in St. Clairsville, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And
This place we went to was in Washington.
I said, like, the typical thing you thought, like, somebody was saying, sushi? What the fuck is that? How would you eat that? And, but I was I was in the broadening my horizons phase of my 20s.
Feeling adventurous, eh?
Yeah, so I was like, fuck it, all right, cool. And they took me there, and they said, hey, order this. They're like, what do you like? And I was like, I like crab. They're like, get a spicy crab roll. I was like, spicy though? I feel like they're gonna fuck me up. I was like, no, listen. So I got a spicy crab roll, which is like the training wheels of sushi, but it's very good. And then they taught me how to put the ginger on it with the wasabi, then the soy. And it was so like particular to get this one little bitch ass bite. Like I was like, man, this is too much work. And then I ate it, and it was like the heavens opened up.
Yeah.
I was like, it's all downhill
Nice
from
stuff
here,
blends
man.
together. And so, oh, it's so good.
So I
So
kept
good.
eating it. I was like, I think I must have ordered 3-4 more rolls
Yeah.
after that, and just crazy California Philadelphia rolls,
Yeah.
crunchy.
So like the rolls you get with the fish on top, I can never remember if it's sushi or sashimi. I can.
I
Never,
thought that was sashimi, but
I think-
everybody calls that sushi.
I think it's just sashimi, but I don't.
That
I
was
can never
really
remember.
good.
I always have to look it up. But anyway, those rolls with the fish on top, right? Friend from school, tall, Japanese guy, and
Konnichiwa.
the little Chinaman. They took me out to get sushi one night, and
I love how they introduced you. Was that the first time?
I think it was the first time I had. Yeah, for the
You
most
full
part. I
on
think
got
there,
immersed in it.
I think there might have been a time when we went to like a Chinese buffet or something. They had California rolls there. That might have
Yeah,
snagged
yeah,
one of those.
yeah.
But this was like, the first time I had full on sushi. Went away. He gets up and goes to the bathroom. So I reach over, peel the fish. Not using my hands, of course. Using chopsticks. Reach over, peel the fish back, and I like took a massive glob. Or no, I peeled the fish off and like rubbed the bottom of it in wasabi. And then I just laid it back over and let it go. He fucking, and he's eating them whole.
Well, that's how I eat them too. Yeah.
That's how I usually eat them. And so he's just popping them in his mouth. He got a plate of like 40 of them.
Yeah.
He finally gets that one, throws that thing, and he goes. Me and the other guy was laughing. Well, then he got me back. He didn't do this intentionally, but like, you know, they got the little pile of shredded ginger in the corner.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, what is this? And he goes, I can't remember the English word for it. And he's sitting there thinking. I was like, all right. So I took a piece, pretty big piece, threw it in my mouth, started chewing it up. As soon as I swallowed it, he turns to me and goes, it's ginger. And I looked at him, I go, thanks, I'm allergic to ginger. And he was just like on red alert there for like the next 20 minutes.
Right?
Yeah, nothing happened.
I think.
I probably outgrew it.
Yeah, I think you.
But when I was a kid, man, there were some times I got into some ginger cookies and shit, and
Eric almost died from a gingerbread man.
That's a good joke, but no, I didn't almost die. It did fuck me up pretty bad.
Yeah, I think Mom and Dad, they played it up a little bit because you.
My whole face swelled up. Remember?
Dude, I looked over. You looked like a fucking burn victim. It was bad.
It was bad. I remember looking in the mirror when I was in kindergarten or something. I remember looking in the mirror and I was like, "What does my face look like a tomato?"
You were splotchy.
I'm dying.
You started growing Jackie Chan eyes, and then you went. You couldn't, and you didn't. They didn't take you to the hospital or anything, right? They just let you go through it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think they knew.
After that, they knew.
I think I told them about the cookies. They asked me if I ate anything or whatnot because it was just kind of spontaneous.
Dude started
and
squinting.
I had eaten a shitload of those Keebler ginger cookies like before I went to school that morning.
Dad was like, "What are you?"
And I told him that, and he was like, "Probably had an allergic reaction to them."
Yeah.
So I think I was still able to breathe and everything, so like nobody was like. Really...
That's what I mean. I think it was topical. I think you were just coughing because you puffed up, but I don't think you swelled up too bad. I joke about the eyes thing, obviously, but you got really splotchy, and you got.
Oh yeah, dude, I look like an inside-out asshole.
Yeah. And I'm going, and that was the first time
splotchy
anybody in our family had been allergic to something, other than when they found out that I was allergic to poison ivy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those ginger I eat that on all my
Yeah,
sushi.
dude, poison ivy was like your version of The Happening. The wind would fucking blow, and you'd be hauling ass for the county
Which
line.
is funny now because
like even if the wind was blowing and there was a patch of poison ivy nearby, you'd just start getting it.
you remember when I got it on both knees and I couldn't bend my legs. I had to lay there.
Oh,
straight.
I remember seeing rashes on your legs and shit that were just like.
And I got it on my hands.
It was
I
like
looked
you
like
just
the
got
Michelin Man for a while.
It's like you just got in a motorcycle accident and it was just fucked up.
But the worst was because Dad always said, "Don't touch your pecker," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Don't," and I was like, "Okay," and I had it on my arms and like my elbow started to swell, and I woke up one morning and I was like, "Oh, I'm in danger down there," and I look and I'm like, "Mom, I think it's time to go get that shot," and she goes, "Why?" I was like, "Dad said not to touch my pecker." I obviously didn't listen because I'm 13. And she goes, "Get in the car." So I had to go get I would always try and hold off each year, like each time I would get it, to try and, get the shot. Because you get the shot and like 3 days later it's all gone. And then the other year, I must have like wiped or something. And it got there. Because I remember I couldn't sit. And I go, "Mom, we need to go." And she goes,
"Jesus Christ.
What's wrong?" I was like, "I got it on my butthole." She goes, "Get in the car."
Get in the car.
So, and it was like a freestanding appointment that we had at the doctor's office every year to get me, because they would try to do, if they did they would do the steroid, the oral one that I would take to knock it out, but I would always get the shot right then and there, so it would immediately start working. Because it got to the point, like, I couldn't go to the bathroom, right? And I knew, when you get it on one thing, it's only a short, jaunt to the other thing before, everything starts. I never got it in both places, thank God. Because I would.
Was it jewel weed? It was the antidote? You crushed up jewel weed?
Me?
Yeah, remember there's an antidote.
Yarrow.
No, I don't think it was yarrow. I think it was
jewel weed, yeah.
Jewel weed, if you crushed it up and got the oils and just kind of rubbed it on, it would neutralize it.
I didn't.
You
really
you
mess
had
with
two
that.
choices. You had to wash thoroughly
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
20 minutes, or you had to rub jewel weed on you.
So the last time I got it,
And we used to have that shit grow at summer camp. That shit was growing all over the place too. So was the yarrow, but I
like
don't remember
yarrow
what the fuck yarrow was
you
used
chew
for.
on it and your whole mouth goes numb, and you basically just stop feeling in your face. And
It's
it was
like
great.
Coke.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like-
no, I don't know, but yeah.
It's like smoking a numbie.
I would always chew on it, and I'd get the younger scouts to be like, "What is that?" I was like, "Yarrow," and I would be like, I'd kind of get used to it, and they were like, "What does it do?" I was like, "Oh, it just numbs your mouth." And they're like, "Cool," and they would be doing it, and then like a couple minutes later, we'd be like walking down the trail. I turn around, it's like the Walking Dead's behind it, all fucking drooling and shit. That was funny. But if you can, you might be able to see the scars. But the last time I got it, I did the bleach. And the bleach was the one thing I never tried. And
That's actually a thing.
yeah, you scratch them all open to the point where they're like bleeding and pussing, and then you just bleach right on it. And
Yeah, water down the bleach though, right?
Are you supposed to water bleach now? I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I
That
know
burn like hell?
it didn't tickle, Eric.
Jesus.
So I
fuck.
did that, and you just keep scrubbing. Not until you hit bone, but you just keep scrubbing, and then you want to. I can't remember if you want to air it. Yeah, you got to air dry it, and then if there's any pus, because when you would wash your sores, and you dry it, and then you look back, and it looks like it's wet again. That's the oils coming through, or that's like the pus. You got to get that shit off there.
Bro,
and
we
that's
went
what
from talking
spreads.
about like really good food to talking about your pussy arms.
My pussy sores. So then, what I did with the bleach, I just kept doing it until there was no residual pus, and then I'm like, cool.
Don't say
and then it
pus
was
again.
gone. What do you want me to call it?
I don't know. Arm
Pea
juice? Arm
Arm
juice? Or
juice?
something? I don't fucking poison ivy juice.
So you get that syrup off.
Dude.
So there was no more syrup. So then I just
Look at them raspberries.
I wrapped it up, and then I would air it out overnight. Fucking gone. And then I haven't gotten it real. Like I've gotten like one speck of it, and scratched it open, bleached it, and it's been gone ever since.
I feel like that's not healthy for you to use bleach.
Oh,
that way.
100%. Probably not. But of all the shit I put in my system over the years, I think a little bit of bleach is pretty mild.
Jesus Christ.
Anybody who's taken NO Explode as a pre-workout knows you're fine, all right? This new generation and us, we're not the same, all right? I literally had something that was killing people, like exploding people's heart, and I used to take it on a daily fucking basis, okay? I ain't worried about a little bleach. NO Explode, that shit was, ooh, bro. It has the closest thing to cocaine I took in high school.
I really hope you don't die at like 35.
Oh, me neither, but I also need to change some things. Hard.
Jesus Christ.
But the only pre-workout I've ever taken where I would lose time. I basically blacked the fuck out.
That's me every day at my job. I get asked questions. I'm like, I don't know, man. I just kind of show up and black out.
Fucking, I'd take NO Explode and I would like add a plate.
Are
And then people would be like, well, what's your max like?
you okay? Is your blood sugar low?
What's your max like 90 pounds less? Yeah, it was. Well,
Yesterday.
did you see what you just did? Oh. Oh.
I can't do math.
And then you chart it. You're like, I better fucking take a picture of it just to make sure. Then you don't have NO Explode. You ain't lifting that. You ain't lifting fucking nearly close.
blow out your pink sock.
Pretty much, yeah. NO Explode, that thing. It was like legal D-ball. Like it was fucking gross, dude. That shit was like, I'd be like curling, and I would like lose track at like 28, and just fucking like start chasing dust in the sky, and just go. And then before I know it, like I can't feel my fucking hands. my veins are wide open, just pumping like a fucking 18-wheeler on the highway, just rolling coal. And I'm like, oh, I should probably stop. And I didn't stop because I fatigued. I stopped because I got bored. And somebody's like, Craig, you just did like
I
55
feel fine,
reps.
but I'm afraid I'm really fucked up. So I'm going to stop.
You doing
I'm
pull-ups?
making the conscious decision to stop.
You're doing pull-ups on them, and you're like, I should never be able to do this many. What is going on? Can I change grips? It's fucking weird.
You got a 350-pound guy with like 60% body fat, and he's over there doing one arm pull-ups.
That's what NO Explode did to me. I'm serious. Now, you would only get about 20 minutes of that, so you better make it fucking count. Then at 21 minutes, you are blowing your asshole out in the toilet. You took NO Explode on an empty stomach, or else if you ate a crouton, your body was turning that crouton and your insides to water, and you're blowing it out. So you had to
Is that
time
stuff
up.
still around?
Not the original formula. No.
So it was one of those things. There was a grace period before the FDA said, "Yeah, you're done."
100%. It was Four Locos. They changed it because people's hearts were exploding at the gym.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Like, people thought they were tearing pecs, they were actually exploding a ventricle. Like, they were fucking done. Yeah. We were not the same, okay? That's like the people that drank the original Four Locos.
Oh,
You
alcohol poisoning, just
you
dying
yeah.
left and right.
Yeah. And I drank it for like 2 fucking years before they changed it. And I'm like, why? I thought I was a werewolf on Four Locos. Because I would drink like one and I'd be like fucking raging good, right? Ready to go. I drink 2. I'm waking up in a ditch without pants, clothes. There's a dead carcass next to me. I thought I was a fucking werewolf on Four Locos. That, such a good time.
I've only had Four Loko like once.
And you
maybe
had to
twice.
like pinch your nose to drink it because it was fucking horrible.
Yeah, I remember it was just like I remember.
Like liquid
I think
salsa.
I didn't have it until I was in college, and I was like, I've heard about this shit for years. Never tried it. Tried one, and I just remember thinking it just was shit. It just tasted like shit. So
It was the worst.
Why would you drink this? Like,
Because it turns you into the chupacabra. I was like terrorizing neighborhoods. I was running on all 4s, Eric. No wonder I got fucked up hips. I lost shoes, socks. I like came home like with my clothes on, but like no underwear. Like weird things. I'd have like somebody else's jacket that wasn't like nobody that was at the party. And it was weird. It was super weird. Hats, found random. I thought for a while that I was a skinwalker
yeah.
because of Four Locos.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It was such a crazy time. All them parties out there in EC, dude. Yeah, woke up in some ditches.
I had a no pants story one time. That was
This is a perfect wrap up. Go
that
ahead.
was Flaming Dr. Peppers. You ever had one of those?
I've heard about them.
It was a shot of Bacardi 151 with amaretto.
Oh my god.
Or no, you had the Bacardi in the shot, you lit it on fire, and you dropped it into a pint glass that had like, it's like half beer, half amaretto, or something like that. And we were basically doing relay races with those one night.
151 will fuck you up.
Yeah, I didn't even know my own name.
Like,
And then when they finally some point I lost my pants. At some point I was running through the neighborhood, and they had to like pour me back in the car.
you were a skinwalker too.
And take me. I thought I was something.
Dude, I was like hissing at people and shit.
I thought I was like a spirit animal or something.
People that
Somebody
drink
was calling me. What?
people that drink 151 habitually, like in college, I don't think they're around anymore.
I mean,
I don't think they're living, Eric. I don't.
You realize there's, I mean, maybe not drinking beer all the time, but like, there's a lot of people out there that are drinking like a fifth of liquor a night.
Dude, not 151.
Those people do not live long.
No, they're not long for this world. But Bacardi 151, like most liquors, are made to like get you drunk and make you have a good time. Bacardi 151, it was the devil's nectar because it was made for one reason and one reason alone: to fucking ruin your life.
Well, you typically don't. They don't even make it anymore, do they?
I don't know.
They discontinue it. Well, typically
I fucking wonder.
Typically, you wouldn't find something that was that high proof, right? Most of the liquors you come across are
Not casually. Not casually.
most of the liquors you come across are like what, between 20 and 35.
Yeah.
That was what?
75.5% or whatever. Yeah.
Did we get that right?
75 would be 150.
100 proof's 50, right? 100 proof is 50%.
Yeah.
So 151 would be
75.5.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting.
There was a Captain Morgan that was 100%. Or not,
There's 100% Captain Morgan.
Not
Yeah.
100%. 100 proof.
Yeah, 70 is normal Captain Morgan. That's like SoCo. I used to drink SoCo like crazy. Southern Comfort. There was their standard 42 proof. There was a 80 and then 100. I think SoCo 100 proof, and it was too much.
Tried Wild Turkey one night. That was a mistake.
Wild Turkey 101 will fuck your world up too.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
But wrap up time. Good episode. Went pretty quick. Sorry for the background noise, everyone. We'll get that fixed, maybe.
I don't know.
Any closing thoughts, Eric?
No, I really got nothing. I don't want to go to work tomorrow, but I'm going to.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Hike up my big boy panties and go. Nah, maybe I'll just blow it off again. No, I'll go. I need the money.
I gotta go too. Yeah. All right. Well, as you guys know, you can find us on TikTok at.
Trade jobs? I'll give you 1 week before you ship somebody.
No. Do you want me to be an engineer? No. I could.
Or just work where I work.
No, I couldn't do that because I don't. I've worked on your product so many times that I
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that.
yeah, I couldn't bring myself to see it from behind the curtain. No.
Yeah.
Find us on TikTok at Harmsway8993, Instagram at Harmsway Podcast, or give us a like, follow, shout, comment. Somebody please give us a comment. Please give us a comment on our Facebook page.
We're getting the audio outlets again.
Not Facebook page, YouTube.
Spotify.
You take care of those. Yeah, go ahead.
Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer,
These nuts.
Ghana, some other platforms that I can never remember the names. Those are the main ones.
Get at us on YouTube. Get on the old YubTub if you're
Give
bored.
us a fucking like, subscribe.
Search
Pass
us.
that shit around like it's chlamydia.
Harm's Way.
We need to start
Podcast.
reaching more people.
We need some more feedback
Touching
too.
you.
I like the feedback that we're getting from all of you. Keep that up. Let us know how you feel. Until next time, 3 more episodes coming at you recently, or in the next 2 more episodes in the next couple days. Give us love, because we all love you. Anything else, Eric?
No, I got nothing.
Bye.